NBA fans, we didn't talk about the Dallas Mavericks, but now we move on to the San Antonio Spurs. What can the San Antonio Spurs do heading into free agency to build a solid team around the star, the future star, Wembanyama? Y'all like
Victor.
we're going to talk about it right out of there.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central with the Cognac Boys. I'm Bobby. That's Cdub over there. How you doing, boy?
And I'm feeling great, man. We talking about the future. Victor Wembanyama.
On the real. If y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so every time we drop, you'll be one of the first ones to know. Now, we know that the San Antonio Spurs won a draft lottery, got the number one pick, drafted the France phenom Victor Wembanyama in the first round of this year's draft. And then they also, in the second round, drafted a guy named Sissoko. I hope I said his name right. If I didn't say it right, somebody correct me down below. But now, these guys got a team full of young players and a salary cap, a large salary cap. If they decide to go into the luxury tax, which I don't think they will be willing to go to right now, a total of 80 million before
my goodness.
they cross that luxury tax threshold that has been set this year in the season. What type of team, before we get into players, what type of team do you think that the San Antonio Spurs need to set Victor Wembanyama up with?
Well, I think he need him a smart point guard, a scoring point guard that can run a pick and roll with. This is going to be a pick and roll, spread the floor type of team. Defensively, they want some active wings on some defensive wings on the perimeter out there to guard some people out there. And it's basically going to be all built around Wembanyama. If you ain't complimenting Victor Wembanyama, your ass is going to be out. Picture this. Victor Wemby. This is the Seattle, San Antonio Spurs is a solar system. Victor Wembanyama is the sun. If you can't rotate around the sun, which is Victor Wembanyama, you're going to be Pluto. You're going to be kicked out the fucking solar system. So this is all about Victor for the next like 2 to 3 years. It's all about Victor. Do you compliment Victor?
Yeah, I think that they definitely need to have that good young point guard right there, somebody he can grow up with. I think they have that in Trey Jones. I still think that he needs to develop a game because he's not that good from a three. But develop his game, which he can because he's still young. I think he needs to improve at that 3-point shot. And then I think he's solid defensively. And then, I think Pop gonna have him ready intellectually to orchestrate and run offense. But obviously, it runs through Victor Wembanyama. But I also think that right now they need to fill this team out with young veteran players on top of the young guys that they just got in. Jeremy Sohan, they got Malachi Branham, they got a couple more other pieces too from guys that they drafted years past. That have some potential. So, but I think that you don't want to go in and go shopping for a star or anything like that, but somebody that could potentially cross into stardom. But obviously, the main man that you is putting all your coins in the middle of the table for will be Wembanyama for sure.
Yeah, and it also Keldon Johnson's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention.
Dougie McBuckets, but it's going to be very important for Victor Wembanyama that you get that point guard position right. With a big man like this, with he being so dangerous on that pick and roll at the top of the key. Actually, a pick and roll anyway on the left side, right side, top of the key. He gonna be dangerous. He can do absolutely everything. He can cut to the basket. He can pop out for the three and be dangerous at that.
Right.
So you need somebody smart that can handle that with a Wemby. He got to be able to run that too. What everybody's talking like he's already got that, but we're gonna see. But he definitely gonna need a smart point guard. That's the most important thing, and he gonna need another big because he's probably gonna play. He's gonna play the 5. Do you have any reservations of him playing like the 4? He
No,
does have that offensive game to play in the four, but I want to keep him stuck at
nobody
the
want to
five.
run no twin towers. They gonna get ran out the gym.
Yeah, but we need somebody, a defensive mind four with Victor Wembanyama. I think Sohan is the guy. You know what I'm saying? I
Not
think
mad at that.
Sohan is the guy. I ain't mad at Sohan, but the most important thing they got to look for at first is a competent point guard. And do you think Trey Young is? I mean, not
Trey
Trey
Jones.
Young, Trey Jones. You think he's that guy, or it's possible he could be that guy?
I think it's definitely possible. I think he still has some room to grow. He's still relatively young, so don't want to put too much pressure on him. But I think the Spurs value him, and I think that's one of Pop's current projects to work on and to develop him. I see a lot of good in him. I just think that he needs to work on his shooting, and I think because I think from watching him, I like what he does in transition. I like what he brings on the defensive side of the ball. He wasn't that bad when it came to orchestrating and facilitating the offense. In another year, another offseason with more and better talent, he should be good. So I would say let's see. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up on the kid too early, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. San Antonio front office is a pretty smart organization, the San
Right.
Antonio Spurs at a whole, so they might not rush, even though it might be some bait out there this free agency.
It might be some bet out there. You know what I'm saying?
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying? Yeah.
like when you think of players that might fit with the San Antonio Spurs that are free, especially when you talk about free agent point guards, Russell Westbrook does not fit the mold in the
I
system.
don't think so.
Kyrie Irving, great players by the way, but they don't fit. Somebody that I thought could have been a possibility, but his playoff performance that was placed on the spotlight that makes me be like, H to the no is D'Angelo Russell. That's a no-go for me. Maybe a Fred Van Vliet is somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
still think I still think that these guys are betting on Trey Jones to continue to ascend. So right now, maybe a backup somewhere. I don't know. But I think that Trey Jones stays put, at least for me right now. But I do have other options to help fill out this team, though, for sure.
Bro, and then we about to get to that bro. It all depends too what kind of offense they gonna run, because I think they probably got to scrap the offense that they ran last year, because it's gonna be based and centered upon Victor Wembanyama. Are they gonna work from the post, low post, because he can do that? Is it gonna be a pick and roll oriented offense? Is it gonna be a motion or a Princeton offense? It's gonna be interesting. We'll see what kind of offense they run. Maybe they low post is gonna. I don't think they're gonna start with the low post.
I think it's gonna be more of a motion offense. I think it's still gonna be something that's gonna have to be, more X's and O's because that's who Pop is. And you already know when we've seen him come to town, they always hitting many teams with the back cut. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
getting the best shot available. So I still think, I definitely think there will be some, we're gonna start the offense with Victor Wembanyama at some points, but there still will be motions to where everybody on the court is gonna have to read and react to something. That's why I say, like, when I listed out some of those names, I don't think they fit because those guys are really set in their ways, and I think that this organization is trying to mold some good young players right now.
yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. You want my names, or you wanna
You can
announce it?
you can go. So but pretty much if you were to continue to build this out and look at some players, name a few players that you think will be good fits right now, whether it's a young player, a vet, or older player that'll fit in with the San Antonio Spurs and what they're trying to do for Wemby.
Okay, let's start. I got two players, and it's going to be based upon the most important position I think the San Antonio Spurs got to address right away, and that's the point guard position. I'm going to start with the first one. Do you want to bring in some leadership, some veteranship, some championship experience? He is a NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors and Fred VanVleet. Um, I think he'll be good. Not as much as the playmaking side, but he can. He averaged 7.2 assists per game. He's a smart player. He's a tough player. He can shoot. He can shoot the ball pretty good. Even though his average was a little low this year. But I think he'll be good with Victor Wembanyama. He might not last for long with Victor Wembanyama, but I think he'd be good right away to teach Wembanyama the ins and outs of basketball. And number two, and I think this is crazy, Joe. I don't think this will be crazy if this happened. DeJounte Murray, bro.
Come back?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that one.
Bro,
they let him go for a reason.
Could you just picture that, though, nephew? Could you picture a pick and roll action with DeJounte? He's a smart player, bro.
I think
He
it'll be
don't
nice.
he don't force
I
the
ain't gonna lie.
game. He don't force the game. He could go and get you a bucket from the 3-point line, mid-range. He's a 3-level scorer. He's not unselfish. He passes the ball. Think pass before he want to shoot it himself. I think he'll be great with Wembanyama. DeJounte Murray.
But that's the only thing is, from my standpoint, I don't see them trading back for him. I think that these guys want to continue to build through the draft, and I wouldn't see that.
Yeah, that's why I said it was crazy, but I think it'll work. I think it'll be a good combination.
Honestly, he could have still been there, but I don't know what the the story was behind them breaking down. But that's something. I think Fred VanVleet, when it comes to that, I think that he'll be wanting to go to something that's more established, because I think that Toronto kind of wore him out, so he's gonna look for something that's fresh but with potential. Right now, these guys,
like a contender.
At least a playoff contender. You know what I'm saying? Give them to playing some meaningful games. I don't think these guys making the playoffs next season, but they will make progress for sure.
Oh, you stamping it? San Antonio's. You don't think they make the playoff?
No, it's too many teams ahead of them right now.
Okay.
Yeah, there's too many teams, but they do improve. They do improve. But when we talk about the players that I think, the first player that I'm gonna pick is Kyle Kuzma. I know that the mentality is not all the way there, and it's a bit contradictory when I talk about the mold and the makeup of what the type of players is for the organization. But I think that Kyle Kuzma, I think that with him being young, having that youth, but still being a scorer, can take some pressure off of Wembanyama, because Trey Jones has not elevated into that scorer yet. And this guy adds size. He can go ahead and help with rebounding. The defense is a bit lackadaisical, but I still think that Kyle Kuzma is still a smart player, because he did pretty damn well in those playoffs when they won a championship. So I think that he has the potential. And honestly, he hasn't, but outside of his, dress code or his stylist, whatever, I don't always agree with it. And some people might be like, he a little immature. Other than that, he ain't no problem off the court.
Yeah. So let me ask you a quick question before I agree or disagree. What position you want to play, the 3 or the 4?
I think he could play the 4, the 3.
And
he got the height.
Yeah, he what is he, 6'10", 6'11"?
I'll put him at the 4.
I'll put him at the 3.
Just to be more, I'll put him at the 4.
I think he better at 3. I like Sohan at the 4.
Okay.
Definitely. I think it's a great idea if you're gonna put him at the 3, because I think Popovich can fix him. He can get him more mature. He can make his game more mature. Absolutely.
Okay, so then I'm gonna tell you my next one, and then you tell me what you think. This one is not gonna be a signing that's gonna pop off the screen and you be like, oh my God. But I think that it'll be a good piece to add on to the team. And that's Dante DiVincenzo. And the reason is because he played at one of the top colleges in Villanova. He's been with the Milwaukee Bucks, won a championship over there. He's been a part of the Golden State way. So he knows and he's prepared for the Greg Popovich way. He going to come in. He going to put his head down. He shot 39% from the 3 this past season. He was a contributor to some playoff success. And I think it's just best that these guys, the San Antonio Spurs, add vets, but young vets. And I think because if we're looking at the landscape of other guys that you can match up, pair up or add to Trey Jones or somebody alongside him, you don't want James Harden to come over there as a shooting guard. You don't want, I don't think Karis LeVert fits over there. I don't think Will Barton is ready to come over there. Josh Hart, maybe, but I see him staying with the Knicks, something like that. And Jordan Clarkson is just not that San Antonio Spurs type of player in my mind. So I think that it'll be a small pickup, but I definitely think that provide some value within that locker room for sure. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a absolutely excellent choice right there. DiVincenzo, I call him a 5-star player. He's just good at everything. I ain't say very good or great or bad or anything. He's just good at everything, at defense, offensive, rebound, hustling, and passing the ball.
Exactly.
He's a Villanova player. They all seem to have that template. They all play hard. Look at
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They all play
Mm-hmm.
hard. That'd be great. That'd be great. Come off the bench. He could probably start. He wouldn't even care. He'd just get in the game and play hard. I love that one. I
Yeah,
love it.
and the whole thing behind it is that how do you fit into the Spurs way? That's why I don't think
Oh,
that
he's a
they in the
slap.
business of doing, getting in business with guys that just ain't that mentally. They got their
Yes.
own way. They got their way. You see how quick Golden State get people up out of there. If you ain't doing it the Golden State way, you gonna get out of here. We don't care how much we paid you or how much you make. You leaving. So I kind of feel like that's kind of the philosophy of the San Antonio Spurs. Hence why I think Dante DiVincenzo fits the philosophy more, but I also think that Kyle Kuzma can provide some value to that and adjust to the Popovich way.
I like it. I like especially the Kyle Kuzma because it'll be great for his career. He'll definitely become more. Kyle Kuzma's still young, like 26 or something like that, right? So if that,
Like 26, 27. He young, yeah.
yeah, so
I
I
don't think
think
he that old.
he has yet to be with a coach like that demands respect, like Greg Popovich.
Right.
It's just automatically you got to come in there and demand respect. I think he can make him hit his peak in this NBA. He can hit his
Oh,
peak.
that'd be good. That'd be great for him too.
Yes.
No lie.
He's
That'd
so
be great
good
for him.
offensively. If he can only like care about defense and care about winning. I mean, I know he won a championship, but he had LeBron
Right.
and AD. But if he cared about the defensive end, if he cared about winning, and I think Greg Popovich is good to instilling that into that guy. I like that mix. I like that.
For sure. Kyle Kuzma for y'all. He'll be 28 when at the start of the season.
28.
So
Still a young guy.
still a young guy with years to go. If it was any big man that you can have mentor Wembanyama, who would it be? That's free. You got Nikola Vucevic, Brooke Lopez, Christian Wood. No. Andre
No.
Drummond. If he doesn't pick up his player option, I don't know. Yeah. Mo
I don't know. Is
Wagner.
it
Well, if those are
any
not
big
mentors,
like
though.
what about the Aquaman over there in Memphis?
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams, he could
Oh, I
probably
think
be
he's
one of
stuck in
that.
Memphis.
He's stuck over there.
Yeah, he still got a few years left on his contract, so I think
Dude,
he's
is
good.
there any big man qualified to be a mentor in this league?
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
not. I'm
It's
thinking
tough.
like
It's tough. You might get some. I mean, I think
Taj.
a Brooke Lopez could possibly be that guy.
Okay, I give you that. What about Taj?
Taj Gibson.
Yeah,
He could be a big aunt.
yeah, big on
But
Taj 37, 36 or something
he
like that.
38
Yeah,
years old.
38. Yeah, so damn, damn, that's crazy. That's really no mentor level big man,
Yeah. All the
or it's very
mentors gotta.
few.
Yeah, it's definitely very few, and it's tough because we always speak on it. Why the NBA keep letting all their vets go, and I think
Yeah,
that's what helped molds the future and shape out the future, make the league better. You can't keep getting rid of your vets, man.
yeah, but it's gonna be the point is Victor Wembanyama willing to take that mentorship from
Oh,
somebody
I
else?
definitely think he is, bro. He sat down
What
with
makes you think so?
Tim Duncan, David Robinson,
Oh,
those
there's
guys.
mentors right there. How
Yeah,
can
but
get any better than Tim Duncan?
I'm with you on that, but I also think that should be one in the locker room to be able to
Absolutely.
help during halftime adjustments or in game, or in going back and reviewing the film. Somebody to
Yes.
sit there with you and be like, "Hey, this is what you did. This is how you can get better." That's outside of the coach. The coach is gonna do that regardless. But
Yeah.
I think that it'll be more receptive if you had that young vet within the if that older vet within the locker room to help
Damn.
mentor.
Nazi Muhammad ain't walking through that door.
This man funny as hell.
Robin Lopez nephew?
Robin.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He like comic books and shit.
Maybe. I don't know. But
Man,
you
that's
got
crazy.
it. You got anything else though?
No, I don't, man. Victor Wembanyama, man, you better be great, man. They pumping you up, man. I can't wait to see you play. Can't wait.
Real. It's definitely going down. But hey, let us know about the conversation today. Let us know who y'all think the Spurs should go after to help build this thing out for Wembanyama. And y'all already know. Follow us on all social media platforms at NBA Central Pod. Send any questions, comments, concern at NBA Central Show. If you want to respond to this video or any other video we have done in the past, call in or send a text message at 773-270-2799. It's another episode of NBA Central with Bobby. That's Cdub. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.